Hello, this is Vampire. In this video, what I'm trying to do is basically organize my own thoughts because I have been a fan of the Twisted Metal franchise, and what I want to focus on is really the Twisted Metal games that have been released for the PS1. So basically, we're talking about 4 games. I'm not going to include Twisted Metal Small Brawl because I do not own that game anymore. I had it in the past and I was really disappointed in it, so I got rid of it. So I'm going to focus basically on Twisted Metal 1, 2, 3, and 4, and let's also include Rogue Trip. Because I feel that's kind of like part of it, not officially, but it is part of. It's definitely a car combat game, but it's part of the franchise unofficially. Basically, what I'm trying to do is once again to organize my thoughts to help you guys out. So if you are interested in any of these games, to see which one is going to be right for you. So hopefully this video, and I plan to make more, is going to help you make that decision. Let me start off with Twisted Metal 1. Okay, the game is hard. It is hard, but I had lots of fun with it. It was actually almost addicting. And this is very strange for me because I don't like hard games. I'm not one of those that enjoys a really challenging game. I prefer an easier game. I don't want to get stressed out by the game that I'm playing. So that was kind of strange for me, but even though it was difficult, I did enjoy it very much. Okay, let's move on to Twisted Metal 2. Twisted Metal 2 I felt was actually harder than Twisted Metal 1, and because of that, it it was actually a turnoff, and I was frustrated with it and very disappointed because I wanted Twisted Metal 2 to be the best out of the PS1 franchise. And I still want that, actually. I want it to be the best game out of the whole series, and right now I'm not feeling it. And it's kind of weird. Is it just because of the difficulty factor? Right now it feels that way because, the characters are cool, the stages are awesome, and then you have to use the secret codes, the secret commands to do like freeze and weapons for health, and all these different commands that the first game didn't feature. So that's really, really cool. It kind of broadens the game a little bit more. It makes the gameplay a little bit more complex, which is in a good way. But I just don't know what to say, man. I've been frustrated with Twisted Metal 2. It was really disappointing, so I started playing Twisted Metal 3, and Twisted Metal 3 actually confirmed the way that I feel right now, because it's easier. It's just an easier game, so I'm able to have more fun. I just, put it into my PS2 and just started playing it right off the bat, and I really didn't even really have to practice hard. With Twisted Metal 2, I was taking it seriously, and I was practicing, developing tactics, and discovering the stages and looking for good locations to hide and blah 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 blah. But with Twisted Metal 3, did not have to do that, and can just start playing, and it was fun. It was just no stress, fun, so I don't know. That just makes me, feel that Twisted Metal 2 was just a little bit too hard, So I was enjoying 3, so tried Twisted Metal 4, and kind of felt the same way. 4 was also felt easier, felt fun. One thing I have to say about 4 is that I know a lot of people don't like Twisted Metal 4, mainly because of the characters are too goofy, so it kind of doesn't feel like a Twisted Metal game. What they did to Sweet Tooth with his whole background and his story, and they got, how he took over Calypso, and people didn't like that, the way they did it, and the direction they took it, maybe. Because of those reasons, I guess some the hardcore fans really don't like Twisted Metal 4, but I'm just focusing on gameplay. Just forget about that, let's just play the game. And it seems to work out fine for me. I was enjoying it. I know it also has a create your own vehicle mode, but it's supposed to be very, very limiting. I didn't try that recently, so I don't want to really say stuff that I haven't done recently. So let me just focus on the actual gameplay. One thing I do have to say about the gameplay is the controls were different. Twisted Metal 1, 2, and 3 fairly consistent. Not exactly the same going from each game, but relatively the same. Twisted Metal 4 felt pretty different, to where I was like, whoa, it's going to take some practice for me to get used to this, is the way it felt. But overall, I was enjoying 3 and 4. And 1, like I said, I've enjoyed in last year. I was playing a lot of it and enjoyed it very much. So I'm not sure. I'm almost tempted to try 1 again and see if my opinion changes. I don't know. And then let me talk about Rogue Trip real quick. Rogue Trip, even though it's not officially part of the franchise, it's still a car combat game. Still, it was designed by the makers of the first 2 Twisted Metal games, and so die-hard fans would like it. Rogue Trip has been very entertaining for me in the past, and I thought it was pretty much the best one out of the franchise, so I didn't really bother with the other ones, but now that I'm playing the other Twisted Metal games, I want to make a comparison with Rogue Trip. So I want to see if Rogue Trip is still the best. I really wanted Twisted Metal 2 to be up neck and neck, or pretty close to Rogue Trip, but seems like Rogue Trip is going to be the best by far. Just in my opinion, but we'll see.